do you mean by the word normal? Normal, what does it mean? It means something as usual, isn't it? Or something average. है ना? So, when we say that this guy is a normal guy, what does it mean? We mean that he is an average guy. Clear? In our culture, we have established certain benchmark or characteristics that if a man possesses that characteristics, then we would say that this man is a normal man, isn't it? And if someone has lackings of that characteristic, we say it abnormal. Simple word. So, similarly, in our academics, suppose I, as a teacher, I made a 100-mark question where scoring 40 is easily achievable. Scoring 40 is easily achievable. So if most people can get 40, can get around 40 without much trouble, that's considered as normal. Because scoring 40 is easily achievable. But if someone scores higher, then we say he is genius. If someone scores lower, then we say he is below average, isn't it? So that's the meaning of something called normal. Clear? So let's consider another example. In our world, there are more people with average intelligence, isn't it? We have more people with average intelligence or average brain capacity. The number of people who are genius, these are lower. And the number of people who are below average intelligence, these are also lower. Clear? Simple thing. So that means if we represent this information into a frequency diagram, then the average intelligence will have the highest frequency. The average intelligence people will have the highest frequency. And the genius people, certainly it will go lower. Similarly, the below average people, they will also go lower, isn't it? So suppose, let's see. So this is my frequency diagram. This is my frequency. And here, it's an example. I'm saying that this is for average people, average intelligence. So these people will have the maximum frequency. So if we go higher, then the number of people will decrease, isn't it? Number of people will decrease. That in the world, the number of genius people are not so high. Clear? So number of genius people will decrease. Similarly, as it is the average people, average intelligent people, so the below average people will be also lower. Clear? So if we draw this thing, clear? Another example. Like suppose, as I said earlier, let's say I made a test of 100 marks and the average student and the average mark on that test is 50. So the 50 mark will have the highest frequency. Or we can say the maximum people will get around the mark 50. Isn't it the case? The maximum people will have the close to 50. So that means the frequency for 50 is the highest. So let's say, because the average is 50, the 60, mark 60 will be lower in frequency, isn't it? Then mark 70 will be lower. Mark 80 will be lower. Clear? Similarly, suppose if we go below 50, the mark 40, the number of students will be lower. The mark 30, the number of students will be lower. The mark 20, number of students will be lower, isn't it? So this curve is known as normal probability curve. Clear? This curve is known as normal probability curve. Not all curves will be normal probability curve. For a normal probability curve, you have to maintain certain characteristics. It has to be a bell-shaped curve. It has to be a what? Bell-shaped curve. So the bell-shaped curves look like this. It's an example. So another name of normal distribution is known as bell-shaped curve. Clear? Okay. So this is normal probability curve. Clear, Baba? This is normal probability curve. So now our topic name is normal distribution. What do we mean by distribution? When we say distribution, we mean that temperature, heights, time, and they are distributed along the population, across the population. They are distributed across the population. Why do we say it's normal distribution? Because this shape, this curve shape, you're gonna find it almost everywhere in the society, in the nature, everywhere, with some randomness. With some what? Randomness. So whenever we measure something with randomness, we'll get this curve. Clear? So, okay, first let's write down the definition of normal distribution curve or normal distribution. So the normal distribution now the normal distribution is the pattern of data whenever we measure a population or set of scores with some randomness. Suppose if I ask you, like, suppose if I measure the height of all of the students of this coaching randomly, clear? Then hopefully we'll get this curve. But if we remove the word randomness from the calculation, that means suppose if I take, let's say if I select some of the students, if I select some of the students, now okay, I will take this one, I will take that one. We will not get this curve, the shape of this curve. Clear? So in the calculation, that means if you want to create a normal distribution curve, the randomness has to be there. Clear? Suppose if you live in a building, there are many people living in that building. Just if you measure the weight of every people, you will see that it follows a normal distribution curve randomly. Clear? Okay. So this is all about normal distribution. Clear?